Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of SAP Security. In this session we will be discussing about indirect role assignment. You may wondering what is indirect role assignment. So far what we have seen in our previous session, it's called direct role assignment. Meaning we create a role in using PFCG, then we assign the role to an user directly in SU01 or PFCG, wherever which is easy for us. So we used to assign the role directly to the user ID. That's called direct role assignment. Now we are going to discuss about indirect role assignment. SAP HCM provide a facility that you can assign a role indirectly to an user. That means we don't assign directly to a user ID. We will assign to an object which is an organization management in SAP HCM. Organization management is one of the basic module of SAP HR. Organization management is based on some objects or organization elements which has different characteristics. For example, organization units, jobs or position or person or cost center and task group. So these are all some 7 elements which is available in the organization management, or we call this in short OM, organization management. So what we can do is we can assign a role to, for example, let's take a position. We can assign a role to a specific positions. You may wonder what is position. Position means in HR what we do, each position in your organization is with a different position number. So we create a position number and you will assign specific person to that position number. So we can assign a role to that specific position number. So when we assign the role to the specific position number, whoever the user assigned to the position number, if they have a user ID in SAP, they will get that specific role. Let's see in the system, then you can understand what is the org management we are talking about. Let you go to the transaction called PPOM. This is for maintaining organization org management. Okay, if you go here, let's say this is, for example, an organization unit. Okay, inside this is like IDAS AG. It's a organization unit in the top hierarchy. Then you have different organization units like IDAS Australia, then IDAS Brazil, IDAS New Zealand. This is all the different units inside this IDAS AG. Then if you open, then you have inside you have different positions. Let's say you have CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Under Chief Executive Officer, then you have board members. So like this you have then you have executive assistant, then chief financial officers, then chief HR officer, like this. Then you have different department, human resource, operation and sales. Inside human resource you have sales, then you have sales manager and sales representative. So these are all different positions. So under this sales organization unit, then you have one position called sales manager and you have some couple of position which is called sales representative. Like this, these elements of positions, then jobs, person, user, task and task group, these are all the 7 elements. Using these elements you can create this organization management, the organization structure. So we will create a structure for your organization. So this, for example, each position will have its own position number. Yes, then so what we will do, we will, instead of assigning the roles to an user using SU01, we will assign the role to one of this organization element. So once you assign this organization element, whoever comes or whoever in this specific organization element will get a role which we assign to this element. So that is the concept behind this. So it's an indirect assignment. So we don't directly assign the role to an user. This is little tricky, because first of all we need to understand how does the OM works, and then the reconciliation of the user is little complex. So you may wonder that where do we use this? I never seen this kind of authorization concept before. Maybe not, because this is not, to be very frank, this is not widely used. The reason is that if let's assume the system is only used for HR, then we can use it, and there is some practical issues on complications. How do we reconcile what role is assigned to users? Then you need to understand what organization, what OM is being used, and how this is being assigned. So there is a little bit of complexity involved in this authorization concept. That could be the reason it is not widely used. So in my experience, that we faced this kind of authorization concept one in a big company. They had a separate system which is only for HR, since this should be secured, so it is separated from all the other ERP systems. The project was basically to remove this authorization concept and make it to direct authorization concept. So you will understand this when we assign the roles to some users. So this is organization management. Now let's see how can we assign the roles to users. First thing what we need to do, in PFCG we seen three different types of settings. Yeah, the simple view, basic view, and complete view. So far we used basic view because in the simple view you don't have the tab for authorization maintenance. So for this one we will select this complete view. When you select this complete view and you go to user tab, you can find one more tab called organization management. This is the one we will be using for this specific indirect assignment. Then once you click that organization management, then it will provide you the option to select the object type. It will give you the option to select these six object types, which is an element of an organization management OM. Then you can select that and you can search if you want. If you know, then you can search for specific things. Then once you search, then it will give you the output of what you have searched. Then you, for example, in this case we selected positions. Yeah, so it will give you all the positions which is available. So you select some position, then you have the position numbers. Then based on the positions what you have selected, it will assign the role to that specific user. If the position have a user assigned or a personal number assigned, if the personal number have an user ID as configured, then it will assign. That is a complication. Now you are not sure whether the user ID is assigned to that one user, then you have to go back to your communication type of 0105 and see whether the user ID, whether this specific personal number have an user ID or not. So that will be the little bit of reconciliation which we will be facing in this authorization concept. So let's see how we can use this in our system, then we can understand this little more better. Okay, let's go to PFCG. Let's go to setting. Okay, and select complete view. Save. Okay, then I go to my role, I go to change, you go to user. When you go to user, now you can see the tab organization management. Let's say if you are not selected this one, setting, if it is in basic maintenance, you won't get that. change, go to user, you don't have this augment management, so you have to go back, go to setting, complete view, change. Now you go to user, then you go get organization management, you you select this organization management, then this is the role which we are trying to assign. Now you select this is for create assignment, this is for delete assignment. So when you create assignment, now we are going to assign this particular role to some object type, some elements of org management. The best one is the position, because we can assign to each position. I don't know what is the position name, so let me put star and select search. So I get quite a lot of positions which is presently available, but I don't know which one has this user. Let's assume in an actual scenario you know what is the position you need to select, and simply select this position and say okay. Then it gives you, okay, this is the basic payroll which you are going to assign to service technician, this is a position ID, and you say create, and now it will create. At the moment, if you see, there is no user also assigned to this position. That means there is no personal number assigned to this position. Now there's nobody in this position. This position is vacant. So let's select some more. Let's select some more. The interesting part here is that you can assign to multiple position at the same time. Okay, I select all. So the different type of positions. I say okay. Wait, everybody. Some of the positions have some users. Okay, now here, now if you see this become red, this is like your user comparison. Yeah, you need to reconcile this one. Says required reconciliation of incorrect user assignment. Okay, you need to reconcile all these users. So once you click this one, then it will reconcile. So you might wonder, there is no user got assigned automatically. Actually, when you have an user, when you assign this, you get the user ID here, username from to, then you have the something called indirect assignment. This will be indicated saying that this is an indirect assignment, but we don't have it. The reason behind that is, even though we have 3 user assigned to the positions, maybe these users does not have a user ID in the system, and the user ID is not configured into their HR master. That's the reason they don't have a assignment here. So let's select some more positions. HR personal manager, operation team. Let's select some couple of more HR related and other stuffs. Okay, enough. Let's create. So we assign quite a lot of positions to this role. Let's reconcile and go back. See, okay, we have, so we got some number of users which is already assigned to these positions, automatically got this specific roles, and you can also see the indirect assignment. And one more thing, there is many positions, many users which is not available. That means these users maybe not, this user may not have a user ID in our SAP system, or maybe this is a personal administrator, we are not supposed to use this SAP system. Now whatever the case, let's say whenever we create a user for this specific user, assigned to them into the HR master, then it will automatically get this specific role, because since we already assigned, then it automatically get this specific role. So that is little bit tricky. So we need to, the person who is going to create this user ID, or who person going to maintain this user ID into the HR master, should also know that there is a pre-assigned role for this position. So if you see right now it is all assigned, you can also see there is a difference in the color. It's grayed out to inform this is an indirect assignment. Now you say, if you select here and remove, it will give you a warning saying that this user has been added using OM, or it says also composite role also you cannot delete. It will be almost the same stages. Do you want to delete it? So actually we should not delete it from here, otherwise it will create an inconsistency. When you do a user comparison again, that user will come back, so that will create a quite inconsistency in the systems if you remove it from here. So if you want to remove, then you need to go back and remove from the HR master data, which will be the better way to do it. So right now this user is still yellow, then you do a user comparison, then compare the user, then the user is assigned, then the role is assigned to this user. So let's go, let's see if we go to this user, /n is SU01, we go to this user, the role which we have assigned is already available. So that is called indirect role assignment. With this we are coming to the end of this session. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you in the next session. Bye bye.